Hi, welcome to International Writers Network, and this is the second part of our wonderful opportunity to actually talk to some of the writers of the Monday Musing. And I've got Michael Murphy here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and the Incredibles. He had 2 stories here, and we're going to talk more to the writer, get some more information, and I want you to listen to this story, which character in stories are very great, and I really enjoyed the story. But let's talk to Michael first. Michael, how are you? You're welcome to International Writers Network.
Hello, how are you all keeping? And it's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, listen, this is a platform where we just love writers and we love to understand how they got into their art and any tips they can give us. So being an author and involved in this, Monday Musing, I was privileged to actually be at the launch at the time in the Irish Writers Centre. So I just feel so privileged to actually speak to you and some of the people that actually wrote this great stories and poetry. How are you?
I'm in great form today. Thank you so much. I forgot you were at that actually, and
Yeah,
you
I
saw my terrible looking Hawaiian shirt. I must have stood it like
I
an
thought it was
eyesore.
a lovely lunch, and the fact is, I was told that many of you hadn't actually met because you've been doing the course, ETB Creative Writing course with Lisa Oliver by Zoom. So it was just wonderful, the atmosphere that day. I really
I've never met anyone
it.
before that day. It was
Wow.
brilliant actually to find. It was definitely very strange because we're doing it so long that we all just presumed we have. We all felt like we knew each other like the back of our hands a bit.
Well, for a stranger that just came in the midst of you, I would have thought, my God. And then she said to me, no, this is the first time most of them are meeting. I thought, oh my gosh, that's really great. Now,
I was surprised how tall Lisa was.
it's amazing, isn't it? Zoom can be very deceptive, but we're going to talk about that course as well, why that is such an important course and what you've learned from it. But first of all, tell us a little bit about your writing journey, please.
Okay, yeah. So I've always kind of dabbled a little bit in writing when I was in school. I remember the first time my teacher gave me an essay, and even though I didn't like doing my schoolwork, I went home and I just got really into it, and I basically made it into like a play, almost like a movie script, and all the main characters in it were just my friends. So I was the main protagonist, and my friend with me was also the co-protagonist, but he had a bit of a heel turn, as they say in the wrestling world, where he ends up becoming a bad guy halfway through it. And even though it took me about 2 or 3 weeks to do the essay with all these twists and turns, and the teacher eventually said to me, "What the hell did you do? Where's the essay?" Like, and I eventually brought the essay in, and he gave me a pass. All my hard work was warranted for nothing because he just wanted an everyday, any day essay for a bit of homework, and I spent weeks sorting it out. So I didn't think that was very much appreciated at the time since it was so late. So that's how I really started doing that. And then around 2013, I actually had a detached retina in my eye, and I'm actually fully blind in my right eye. But on my left eye, I had a detached retina, and you just kind of trying to make that into some sort of positive after the surgery. And I ended up writing an actual, basically drama sitcom based on me and my friend's life in or around the time this was happening and coming from my point of view. And it keeps coming to my point of view, where you can constantly see my retina is detaching and you can't see my vision is closing over. It's getting darker, but I'm constantly ignoring the situation because that's exactly what was happening at the time. I was ignoring the situation because I was just so terrified of it happening. I was literally pulling the wool over the covers over my eyes, if you know what I mean. So that's how I started getting into that. And eventually then through Lisa, so that I was meant to, I was sending it off to the BBC. I was hoping to make that into a pilot and stuff like that. And we tried ourselves, and then just time gets in the way. And then I eventually, through my friend Stuart, he said there was a writing course thing based from Carlo, I think it was. He says, "Do you want to do it? I'm going to do it as well." I said, "Yeah, why not?" And that's what I did. I ended up joining it with Stuart. And I was the first time doing short stories and books, because I've never actually read that many books in my life, and I've never written a short story. All my stuff was script based, so it was basically dialogue based. So that's my journey to get into it anyway. And you may notice in my stories that a lot of it is still very dialogue based.
Yes, it could be, because I love it. I love the fact there's a lot of dialect work, because you could visualize
Yeah.
what's going on and the conversation, and you have to imagine the characters yourself, like the second
Yeah.
one that we're going to read today. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is because dialogue is very hard to write. That's why people can be very.
Some people think that. For me, it's just I get the two characters in my head and I'll just have them constantly waffle back and forth to each other.
Well, that's
And
a yeah.
that's like a story will eventually happen and progress will eventually happen. And maybe sometimes it needs a bit more tightening up. Maybe sometimes it doesn't, and you just keep going ahead from there. But for me, yeah, I think just in our family, the gift of the gab, as they say. I can make two characters. I can make because since I practiced using doing voiceover as well, that really helps because a good way of doing getting characters over for voiceover is to just get the characters over first. I used to just pick up an inanimate object and I just start doing a voice for it, kind of thing. So when you're just doing that, you always have the risk of looking a bit mad if someone looks in through your window. But as long as you just say it's okay, I'm not mad. I'm actually just practicing for voiceover.
Oh, wow. And you didn't go to any. Okay, all you attended was the creative writing class. This stems from yourself. You were just probably very creative. This was your gift, dialogue, characters, and putting scenes together. That's probably your thing. Do you know?
Yeah, well, I did do a Steve Blum. He's a voice actor. I did do a course with him as well online. This was also my first time even doing this stuff, dabbling in this. So he was a professional voice actor, and that was also very paramount. It was very good to learn what to do with your characters and just little tips and things. Like the main thing is don't always try and throw your voice. Just make sure you get the characters down first and the voice comes second.
Okay. And was that an online course or was that a physical
Yeah,
course?
that was I was online Zoom meetings once a week. So yeah, it was expensive, to do with professional voice actor kind of thing, and it was worth it. But
Right.
it didn't feel very involved. It's like you're just basically watching an archive recording because you're there. There's about 30 or 40 of you there watching it. But it didn't really feel that much involved, if you know what I mean, because there's so many people there, and most of the time you're just listening. There are the odd time you get to ask a question, so I generally just watch the archive recordings.
Okay. Wow.
Mm.
That sounds impressive that you could learn such things online. I
Yeah,
suppose with COVID, a lot of things came online, and you just realize we got into it
yeah,
as a
that's how
people,
everyone did
isn't
it,
it?
and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm surprised you can learn how much with like because I learned so much through Lisa. I was always a writer that never read that much. So loads of people say, "Oh, you need to read this and you need to read that," and I always says to them, even before my eyesight went pretty bad, the most I've ever read was autobiographies, and even then they were just primarily all about wrestlers' autobiographies. WWF wrestlers.
So,
So I
but
was never a big, massive reader. So it was pretty ironic that a non-reader was getting into writing.
that because people say writers are readers are writers and stuff like that, and that could work for some people.
Mm.
Other people. So tell me how your friend introduced you to go to this course. Tell us what you
Yeah.
learned on the ETB creative writing course. What was it
But
that drew you there?
Lisa always says you can't teach good writing, and you either have it or you don't. But you can learn the structure, and you can learn more words, and you can be more confident and stuff like that. Now, from the get go, I was always a little confident in the fact because I had primary past experience with writing, with script and stuff like that, and dialogue. So I came straight into it. Really, I was nervous because this was the first time I was reading out in front of people. You get that knot in your stomach when they go, "Okay, Mickey,
Yeah.
take it away," and then there's the silence, and you're thinking, "Oh, sugar, I'm gonna mess this up now." So I primarily learned actually performing in front of, being able to perform in front of people because I throw my voices for the characters and stuff. I don't just read out, and that helps so much when it goes towards making the stories that I've written, making them into YouTube um, shorts then. So they're atmospheric kind of YouTube short stories. So, like, just say if there's characters and they're talking out in the rain, there'll be rain played in the background, and the characters will be shouting a bit more if they're distressed and stuff, over the rain. So that helped an awful lot there, and that gave me that confidence and encouragement to go ahead with that. But Lisa was brilliant. Lisa to this day is still brilliant. And she only texted me again the other day. I haven't even that writers group I don't do anymore, but I do another one on Thursdays. But even though she knows, like I'm kind of, I wouldn't say I'm established enough now, but I'm doing pretty well now. She'll still constantly be, she's still. I always just call her the mother hen. She's brilliant because she'll still actively always send you competition stuffs and entries and things about publishing and stuff like that. So she's brilliant. She's taught me so much. She's been a really good mentor.
Yeah, she is brilliant. And now you said you get the knot in your stomach when you have to read outside. When you started reading now, did it get better? As because it was the same group of people and you got to know each other through your writings, isn't it? What everybody reads every week, the different things, the different prompt that you will apply yourself to. Did it get better?
Oh, I think so, 100%. The first time I ever did it was amazing because I was nervous enough in front of strangers, but you're even more nervous in front of your friend because I've never did it before, if you know what I mean. So he was in there and I was so nervous. And I read it out, and as you're reading it out, you're kind of word vomiting a bit. You're kind of tripping over your own words. You have that knot constantly in your stomach. You're shaking, really, by the end of it. So I did absolutely still. It gets better the more time you do it, and the more time that goes ahead. But you always still get the adrenaline, especially if there's a little gap, especially when you're doing something new and something different like this. I have the adrenaline here.
How do people respond to that first meeting when you're
Oh,
reading out, you're throwing your voice? What was the response
it
to
was brilliant because, I don't look at the live feed as I'm doing it, if you know what I mean, because I couldn't do that. What after wincing, what after looking bored, I can't be looking at any of that sort of stuff. So I have my video feed muted because I'm usually pretty close to the phone as well as I'm reading it. So after I read it, and I'll always remember the first reaction was my friend Stuart. He went, "Ah, mate, well done." He was so pleased with me. He says, "I'm getting you to read out everything I'm doing down in the future." He said, I was shaking, you know what I mean? But you could tell, and Lisa was laughing and smiling. She was so pleased as well because I was giving it my all. It was the first short story I ever written. It was basically just about some waffling car salesman who was just going on about how brilliant his car is to anybody that listened. But basically, he's just boring the backside off everyone that's you know. So it was an amazing experience. It really really was.
I suppose to write the way you do, having read, that story, and I'm halfway through the other one, but that was a bit longer. Is like you have an understanding of human nature, deep understanding of human nature. You could bring them to life. That's what I thought when as I was reading. I said, "My God, this guy actually knows human nature." And the way anyway, they're going to read it. Let's hear it. Now, having come to ETB and you've been doing this, then what was it like to be part of the Monday Musing and actually putting your work and, with the other group? How did that feel to be part of a group that you had to put your work together and collaborate?
I personally thought it was amazing. It's so cool to have your hard work kind of solidified and put into a lovely package at the end of the day with all your peers from the place. I'm not a massive poetry fan, but I can respect poetry. I'm just so it just doesn't do much for me. I can't get over it, kind of thing. But I appreciated so much poetry in this. The book itself just came together so well, and I absolutely did love it. And my friend Owen did the cover of it, and I don't think he could have did a better cover as well. And just, I think there's a good mix of everything in it between
Yeah, it's
poetry and
absolutely
shorts and
amazing,
stuff like that
amazing.
from start to finish. And I'm so pleased Lisa got a story in there as well because she was so paramount to it all coming together.
Oh, that is so fantastic. So the stories that you put in, was it specifically written because you had to put a piece in, or is just something you had before and you thought, oh, this would be good?
Yeah, it was something that was already there presently. I can even remember, back when I first did it with Lisa for the first year, I took her prompts. Oh, I took them seriously, because I love that challenge of, can you make something out of anything? Can you make something out of someone just saying something to you? And I loved that as a challenge because when I was doing the voiceover stuff, it was exactly that as well. Just make something out of nothing. I basically just get your imagination going. So the one I'm about to read here today, Tumble Ever After, was based on um, someone meeting in a lift, I think. Or no, do you know what? Was it that? Yeah, I was
No,
either
it was
meeting
the
in a lift
speed dating. They started with
or it
the
was
speed
speed dating.
dating, and then
Speed dating, yeah.
they got caught up in the lift. I thought that was so brilliant. The way, anyway, let me say no more. I think it's time for us, because our time is going. It's time for us to read that particular. If you just read for us the first part, half, and then we'll talk more about your ambition and then we'll go back to the latter part of that story. So do you want to give us a background and then read that story for us? And I can't wait to see the voiceover that you do.
a background of the story.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, the prompt was basically speed dating, and yeah, I just went from the idea of having some character be at speed dating, and he's just such a poo talker. I can't think of the, he's just basically talking so much trash, bigging himself up, saying such ridiculous things that, like, he has no plan B. What is the point? What's the point in going to here? What if he does actually meet anybody at the end of the day? It's not like he's going to be able to cover up these ridiculous boasts and ridiculous lies. So, and I just went with that. My first and foremost thing is that I'll just make the characters talk. I'll make it as fun as possible, and I'll make it into a story because we all grew up around characters, and my brain is always like a sponge. I always look at people and listen to people and how they are and how they act.
That's a good
and I'll always
writer,
go,
isn't it? Observation.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that now for a character later.
Listen, let's hear it, please. It's long waited now.
Okay.
Please note that the following content is intended for a matured audience. It contains strong language, crude humor, and graphic description of violence. Listeners' discretion is strongly advised.
Okay, here we go. Stumbling Ever After. Your quick-fire speed dating extravaganza begins now. Best of luck, participants. Your future ex-husband or wives could just be moments away. Hey, I'm Cameron. How's it going, sweetheart? Ding! Yeah. I'm a race car driver myself, yeah. Oh, all the fast ones, all the big ones, yeah. Ferraris, Lambos, you name it. Yeah, how fast would I go? Oh, sometimes 300-400 miles an hour down the road, No bother, no problem. Look, when I have places to be... Oh, I didn't know cars can even go that fast. Oh, yeah. Oh, they can go real fast altogether, sweetheart. Isn't it dangerous? I mean, I got a speeding ticket for going 55 in a 50-kilometer zone one time. Not at all. Look, not if you're a good enough driver, sweetheart. Ding. I used to be a Navy SEAL myself. Yeah, they wouldn't be that common in Ireland, but, nationality don't mean a thing when you're looking for the best of the best. If you feel me now. I'm not sure if you feel me. Yeah, I had to pack it in the end. There was just no more conflict for me to sort, Besides, the rest of the lads felt a bit, dare I say, intimidated with me around, First in, last out. There's no more war. What about all the wars worldwide? No, I mean like proper wars, Stuff that affects our bottom line, sweetheart. Our bottom line. The Israelis and the Syrians and whatever the fucks, they've been at it for so long that they wouldn't know what to do with themselves if war stopped. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I suppose so. Did you ever get hurt being a SEAL, was it? Never. No time to get hurt, darling, In, out, job done. You'd want to see them, though. Even their own mothers wouldn't recognize them after all the beatings I put on them. You see, I don't get paid by the hour, darling. I get paid by the job. And I don't mind saying, them jobs didn't half get done. Do you know what I mean, darling? Ding! Black belt, yeah. And multiple, many martial arts, many exotic, varied, and naturally different. See everybody in here? I'd be able to kick the shit out of everybody in here at the same time. Handy. If I wanted to now. If. Yeah, but it's mostly women in here, small women. I mean, I don't think it's saying all that much. Hey. I said if now, didn't I? I didn't say I wanted to, sweetheart. Anyway, women are not. There must be a good 30 in here. I mean, even 30 children would be hard enough to kill for most. Yeah, I suppose so. Ding! Bollocks. All telly-hard men. They're all telly-hard men, you see. They're only actors. Not proper hard fuckers like me, Excuse me, pardon my French. They wouldn't be able to shift a spider between them. Yeah. Now, that does bring me back, though. I do remember this one time, this group of what could only be described as stupid bastards decided to start on me and try to tell me that my shoelace was untied. Well, I dare say the next thing they did, if they were lucky, was wake up a month later in hospital, tubes all around them solidly. I mean, how silly. Now, I'm not rowdy, love, but we all have mammies here, yeah? Yeah, suppose so. Of course we do. Of course we do. And what does a mother supposedly teach you? Don't fart in the devil's face. Don't tempt the gods. And don't write checks your arse can't cash. But, look, I don't blame them, really. I blame their upbringing for rearing such foolish children. Anyway, tell us, what is it exactly you do, sweetheart? I work in a chipper. Yes, restaurant, Hilton, Borgomac. Yes, chips are fabulous though, aren't they? Very versatile. Do you like chips? Not really. Oh, okay. Ding! I earned the nickname Razor when I was marooned on a tropical island for well over a year. All right. Who nicknamed you that then? Oh, just the boys. I don't like to go on about it though, but I earned it for being so sharp-witted and how quickly and easily I acclimatized myself to the situation, the terrain, the water and the food shortages, the inhospitable nature. I'm not boasting, but I could build a tent with both my hands tied behind my back and with even less materials. But for fuck's sake, I really don't like to go on about this, but I ended up putting on 1.5 stones on that island, sweetheart. Not losing weight. I was eating that well. Do you know what I mean? Do you feel me? The dark-haired woman is now holding her face with both her hands and trying to hold back her mirth. I mean, I had to box the head off of a crocodile one time just because it ambushed me when I was asleep. I had no sticks or anything on me, so I just got it in this sort of, headlock. Wrestled it all around my tent, knocked my Malibu coke down, twisted it up in some sort of Indian deathlock style maneuver, Give it a good solid beating and sure, I was eating well for weeks then, wasn't I? Are you all right, sweetheart? He notices the cackling Colleen erupting slowly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're just so full of shit. It's hilarious. Confesses the girl, both hands still across her mouth. What? The man clears his throat sheepishly. Hey, you got me there. Had me going for a minute, you see. Here, tell us, what is it exactly you do, sweetheart? Asks the red-faced fibber while swallowing nervously, as the woman just leans forward and locks both her eyes, trying and failing miserably to hold back laughter. She then collapses forward on the table, sniggers and shakes her head once more. I'm sorry, she cackles before getting up and beginning to walk away. I just can't. I can't. Good look now. Razor, was it? She releases, imploding and howling in laughter as she stumbles off into the distance as the bell rings to sound the end of the event, leaving the man humiliated. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking part. The Scarlet Man mopes on the table with a pink glow in his cheeks and a wallpapered grimace plastered onto his face. Fuck. He grits through his teeth as he glances awkwardly around the room at the prying eyes and wry grins.
So I could leave it there.
You can. Your voice is so great. Your voiceover is excellent.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really, we could, with our eyes, we could project what's going on, and, it'd be like a little sitcom you could do, I'm sure. So, having produced the book, we're just going to get a conversation. I haven't produced the book now with all the colleagues and everything. How did you feel about the book launch? Did that solidify everything?
Yeah, I thought it was just brilliant. It was just, I've never did anything like that before. I did feel a bit of a phony person because there's so many people in there that are talking about books, what books they've read and stuff. And there was wine. And I pretty much hate wine as well, but I was like, okay, it's wine. I brought a bottle. I didn't think you could bring cans in, so I said I'll start drinking the wine. I have a Hawaiian shirt. I'm going to try and make the effort. It was amazing, really. I know I absolutely loved it. It was very humbling to see other people. It was just again, I loved the fact that I could finally see how tall people were. Certain people were much smaller than I thought, and certain people were much taller than I thought. That was just amazing. It really solidified the years of hard work. I didn't write any stories particular for the book because they were all just based on prompts over the years that Lisa gave us. So, but they were all good and strong enough to get into the book, and I'm just very, very proud of it altogether, including my friend Owen who did the cover for it. And
Yeah, the
yeah, it was
cover's
just
lovely.
amazing.
I love the cover.
Later on that night, he decides to head home after failing to connect with anybody at the event. He stumbles onto the elevator, heavy-legged, soused, wincing every now and then at the thoughts of earlier as he lays the back of his head against the wall, defeatistly on the lift's descent. A short time later, though, the doors open once more and in steps another person. A familiar sort. Oh, look! It's only Razor! The dark-haired girl double takes as she giggles to herself. The man, aghast now, glances forward, realises who it is, and then lays his head back against the wall. Oh, hooray, it's you. Yay! He sarcastically sighs and mutters to himself as he sways from the booze. Oh, come on. Don't be such a big sulky baby, will you? What did you think was going to happen talking that much shit? She pokes. I couldn't help it. It was just so clearly shit talk. The man continues to sulk, though. Hey, at least it was funny. Most of the people in there would bore you to tears, frankly. She says as the man mopes more. Well, did you manage to meet anybody after? She queries. Nope. Still facing the roof, eyes shut as he belches. Oh, yeah. Hilarious, isn't it? Gas, he mutters crossly as his sulk levels up. I'll need to stink a drink off you. Just as the woman begins to talk, the elevator jerks and freezes, cueing the lights to flicker off and on. Jeez. Yep. Well, that stink is because I am scuttered, sweetheart, he snaps, some bile in his tone as he slurs heavily. Shh. Stop moving. The stumbling man just belches roofward as he's quite pleased with his rudeness. Please remain calm. There was a brief power outage and the elevator will resume its destination in just a few moments, announces a voice through the speakers. The woman, trying to contain her fear, takes out her phone. What do you think that's going to do? You going to phone the lift back working? It'll be grand in a minute. Don't bother your arse, slurs the man while glancing down but remaining in his drunken position. I know. I just had to check. Wait now. Is that a different voice now too? She snorts. You were even putting on a stupid posh voice and all? Fuck me, she howls as she flips her phone closed. Oh, come on, lay off, would you? The man squirms. I mean, this has to be some form of bullying at this stage. Stuck in a fucking lift with an old bitch like you, he says through an exasperated and disbelief-filled snigger. Oh, come now, Razor. No tens for you to build, no? You going to box the head off me too? Oh, fucking might at this stage. You will in your hole, you will. You're that pissed I'd be able to put you through that wall with both hands tied behind me back and with even less materials, huh? She mocks as she winks, putting on a shit-talking, deep voice as the humiliation continues for him. The man shakes his head humorously. Oh, where's your sharp wit now, huh? Must have left it back on that island. Tell you what, maybe all the island boys will keep an eye on it for you. She chuckles as she turns back to her phone. He raises his head and double takes at the girl intently, swaying, glossy-eyed, then shakes his head and just grins. Jesus, do I regret talking bollocks to you tonight. Lord God Almighty. Karma really riding the arse off me in this lift here. See now, you did pull after all. Karma isn't always the handiest mistress, though. Stop, he mutters agreeably. Here, how did you get on tonight? Me any future ex-husband or wives? He sarcastically asks, laying his head against the wall again. It was okay. I suppose, I was having a drink with this lad at the bar there, but he also got hammered and then also started talking a lot of shite. Only his talk was a bit more believable and less, I don't know, funny. She chuckles ruefully. Look, I have to ask. No, you don't. You're just being a nosy bollocks. I do. You fucking don't. I do, please. Look, I just wanted to ask you. What was your plan? I mean, if you did meet someone then, what was your plan? She queries seriously. I don't know, mutters the man while shrugging his shoulders. I mean, I've never done anything like this before. I don't know much about these speed day yokes, so I had a couple to settle the nerves and subconsciously, so easy for me to fucking say. I don't know. I decided to talk bollocks, right? I don't know, just leave me alone, will you? I'm fed up talking to you anyway. Go on, just leave me alone. He laughs inward, embarrassed. Oh, don't be fucking on me now. Just don't be on me either, please. Look, I suppose I would have worried about that later. Once they realised how fabulously cool and suave I am, of course. He jokes, mocking self-deprecatingly, as he briefly lifts his head and does a slimy wink back. Ugh. Still, there's a bit of a personality in there I can appreciate, though. Self-praising while also deprecating. I mean, I kind of like it. Now, if you were just a little less, I don't know, rotten, I suppose. The girl points out while smiling as she plops a cigarette into her mouth. Sorry. Force of habit, I suppose, she explains as she then tucks it away. Fucking rotten. I mean, the neck of you, You're hardly a fucking bastard model yourself. Smoking isn't cool anymore. They don't even tell you that anyway. He slurs and spits on accident. I didn't mean it like that. You didn't mean it like that, you cheeky bastard. No, you can fuck off now. There's no feels for you now. You're barred from feeling my leg. He jokes as he sways and burps again. Yeah. I mean, look at you there. With your sour personality, see, you kind of give them the choice of thinking you're cool enough and suave, like you said, I suppose. But in the likely event that they didn't already, they'd perhaps appreciate your humour and you'd get a pity kiss out of it. If you were sober enough to even manage that. Laughs the girl heartily. Let me ask you, smart art, right? How would you like to take a shortcut straight through that wall there? Head first. Problem over. No more stop the elevator. Problem. My eyes are watering here with your stink. God. Did I stutter? Problem. Oh, you're not by any chance a doctor of any language or ancient philosophy, are you? Because that's very, very precise words in you for someone who's dribbling on themselves. You fucking need a queer good doctor. If you keep fucking jeering me, slurs the man as he turns and starts banging his head on the wall. Oh, help me, someone, I'm cracking up in here. Oh, I nearly got sick of me own mouth there. I have to ask you. I'm not too sexy, am I? He grins as the woman makes an unimpressed mouth formation and rechecks her phone. Because I was worried there for a minute that I might be too sexy. Ugh, just sick as rotten, isn't it? No. You're all good there. There's no need to worry there, doctor. Unfortunately, your calculations were a little off in there tonight, though. I know. Win some, I suppose. I never remember the other half of that saying, though. The man morosely mutters. Yep. They were off tonight. He lays his head back again and hiccups comically. Ow! That one's after hurting me, though. He chuckles. Oof, I do hate them ones. How drunk are you, anyhow? I mean, should I be worried? drunk enough, he slurs. Yeah, thought you might be. The feisty female then checks herself, forces a warm smile, clears her throat and offers her hand out. I'm Gillian. I'm sorry if I bullied you. Don't apologise for bullying me. Just the introduction is grand. Here, take my drunken, sticky hand. For some reason, I don't know why it's sticky. I'm Jack, he introduces as he begins shaking her hand half-arsedly. Oh, lovely. Ugh. Wait, do you see your name's Jack? Oh, it's a bit weird now, this, isn't it? She says, eyebrow raised. What? It's not that weird. It's not piss or anything. It's just wet from something. Is it sticky? I fucking hate sticky yucks. He asks as he opens and closes his thumb and index finger to test. No, not that. The names you tick. Whose? Oh, ours? She winces as she nods. Well, I suppose it's a bit weird now that you mentioned it, all right, sniggers Jack. I know. Sorry, she chuckles as she smirks. You do realise we're going to have to ride now, don't you? Our names are just too compatible. It's too awkward to not at this stage. We have to. Oh, I see. You look like a lad who'd be able to ride now, all right, wouldn't you? She chuckles as the elevator powers back on and then shakes. I'm telling you, you're lucky this lift is going again, because I'm about this fucking close and puking my ring here in the middle of this lift with you. No, you're lucky. The two listen intently to the starting and flickering of the lift powering up. You fucking who, she snaps. Oh, fuck off. Look, just saying though, before you go, that you can... these hiccups. That you can keep calling me Razor though. I mean, if you like, if you're bothered. Jack explains as the aura of the razor transfers into a gassy belly belch. God's sake. I mean, how are you even still belching anyway? Gillian scowls as she holds her nose and wafts with the other hand. You know, I mean, if that helps you remember me, I don't mind. I mean, I've been called worse. I don't doubt that. I won't forget that stink anytime soon anyway. Gillian chuckles as she looks at Jack. Be a crime to notch her, I suppose, considering how sharp-witted and cool you were in there tonight, huh? Also, wouldn't want to disappoint the boys, would I? After they went through the fake trouble of not giving you that fake name that no one would ever be fucking calling you in the first place, huh? Gillian explains facetiously as she pops a cigarette back in her mouth. Point for a fag. It didn't take long at all, though, did it? I can't believe I wasn't more scared, actually. You know, I'm usually real shitty. I can't be dealing with tight spaces, and you wouldn't even know who you were going to be in the lift with. Yeah, like everyone else loves being fucking stuck in a lift with a piss-drunk stranger. I mean, you're fucking lucky I don't have any farts on me. I'd have killed you, she shouts as she takes the smoke back out of her mouth angrily and prepares. Oh, chill, will you? I already died today from mortification. Remember? Smirks Jack. Can't die twice on the same day, I suppose. Here, before you go now, before the door opens, do you... Chanced my arm here now, I do admit, but... Fucking hiccups ruining me good chat-up lines. But do you want to go for a drink? He asks as he shrugs his shoulders. With you, she guffaws. And you saying I've a neck? You've had plenty of drink already tonight, Razor, haven't you? She states as the lift shakes and jerks Gillian forward, causing her to lose her balance briefly and stumble onto Jack. Sorry, she says as she regains her footing. Nearly broke me fag off your big face there. Big face? I mean, when are you going to stop jeering me? The first one's free, Gillian, but the second, you'll pay for her. You'll have to. The rent man's coming, you'll have to pay up. Jack feigns another threat with a lewd smirk and a comically unthreatening fist as the elevator hums gently and begins movement once more, with faint chuckling emanating from Jack. Jack and Jill, yeah, whose looks could kill, were stuck in the elevator. Shut up, she laughs and swats Jack's shoulder. Jill slapped Jack. He might hit her back. His eyebrow raised. Ding! But she ain't no alligator. He chuckles warmly as he flicks the smoke out of her mouth and then leans back and defends himself from her gentle swats. Thought it was a crocodile, you tick. How the fuck do you know? Mercy! Stop! Ugh, you're making me belch! Gillian chuckles with an unimpressed grin on her face. Come on now, you gom you. We'll get you that pail of water. As they banter and exit the lift together.